Hello everyone, can everyone hear me? Can anyone confirm?
Can hear you.
Thank you so much. Others, how about others? All are free to unmute and talk, or at least just put a message on chat saying that you can hear me.
Yes, can hear.
Thank you so much. All right, great. We'll
Hi
begin
everyone,
in a
thank you for
minute.
joining. We have a few more participants to join in, so we will wait for them. In the meantime, on the chat, we have a link, form link that we have shared so that you can connect with us in the future for all your academic needs and assistance. Uh, Please bear with us till the rest of the participants join in. Thank you.
Hello guys, I hope y'all can hear me. Let's go on with the session. I think there are a few more to join, but let's not take much time. Let's go ahead and let them join through the session, right? Can any of y'all confirm that you're all good hearing me?
Can hear.
All right, thank you so much, Isha. All right, I'm gonna make this very brief and simple, since this is an intro webinar, right? We are just gonna give a glimpse of what we are going to provide you at Pydium and what's possible for you. I understand coding for some may be something really new, and for some it might be something that you're doing for fun as well. But needless to say, this is the future. This is something that we all should know. So I'm gonna give you actually a way that you can learn coding in a fun and also in an easy way, right? Today I will introduce to you to some important platforms and a different style of coding. Some of you might be familiar with what I'm gonna talk about today. At the same time, for some of y'all, it might be new, right? So throughout the session, you are free to ask any questions at all, right? Even if you don't want to unmute your mic and talk, you can always just drop a message in chat. If I do not respond to you promptly, I will definitely get back to you through mail or WhatsApp, okay? All right, let's get on with the session, guys. I hope you all can see my screen, right? And hopefully you can see this weird looking cat on the screen as well, right? So I'm going to introduce to you two things, right? One is an idea called block coding, right? Which is a way of learning programming or computer science for beginners, right? This may be for adults or for kids, or it doesn't matter your age group. This is a really good place for us to start and get your creativity right into coding, right? The second part that I'm going to cover is some basic uh, concepts related to coding, which is flow controls. Okay, right. So the first thing that I'm gonna get you going is understanding what is coding actually. There are different meanings to this, okay? The most common thing that when you think about coding is everyone thinks, okay, I'm going to type something, I'm going to build a website, I'm going to create a game, I'm going to create maybe like something like Microsoft Word, or maybe some sort of an application. To be honest, all of these are actually coding, right? But in our sense, at Pydium, we see coding as a way of bringing out your creativity, because there is no limit to say that you should be a graduate or an undergraduate or a high school student to start coding. Today, in this modern world, I hope even some of the parents might be here as well. We have to understand that it is high time that we make coding as a compulsory subject, right? As much as I think some of you guys might be familiar with things like AI, chat GPT, things are trending. So you also need to understand how are these things built, because you as people who are enthusiastic about coding, you should understand this, so that you can bring in your creativity, right? So don't think coding is just typing something, creating website and all. It is all about bringing your ideas into a program, right? So there's countless ideas. It could be anything that you want to design. Let it be a website, let it be a video game, let it be even a movie you can create out of coding, right? So today I'll introduce to you a very simple platform that you can use to begin, right? At the same time, something that we at Pydium also use for beginners as well as intermediates to get on with coding without any knowledge of any programming language. Okay, so the two platforms that I'm going to talk about is one is called Scratch, right? So a very catchy name to use, Scratch. This is actually developed by MIT, one of the most prestigious universities in the world, one of the most prestigious technology universities in the world. This is offered free. You just need to create an account and sign up, right? It's very intuitive, right? I'm gonna let you do all the experiment in that. What I'm going to show you is a small demo on what is possible in this. Okay, so simply I'm going to put the link in the chat as well, just so that you can use as a reference later. At the same time, anyone wants to explore it, you can just click the link and it will take right through it. Okay, so once you get to a screen like this, I hope everyone can see my screen. Anyone having trouble seeing my screen?
No.
All right, thanks so much, Isa. Isa is very active. I hope others are too. I would really love to hear some other voices also. Hopefully, we'll see. So what we do is we go to this idea called, you have a create section where you can create your own. There's an exploration section where you can use it to see what type of things you can build using Scratch, and also some ideas that have been built. So I'm going to first take you through ideas just to give you a glimpse of it, right? So there is plenty of tutorials here, right? So you can take things like you can animate a name, do some imagination of a building a world, create a game, create a story. Uh, so many content are there, right? We are going to try one of them. We are going to actually try something like Make It Fly. I hope everyone has come across the game Flappy Bird, right? Which is a very common one. Okay.
I have.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much, sir. So we are going to try to build at least the first part of Flappy Bird. Okay. We're actually going to make a character fly and at the same time show it in a really nice way. Okay. So to get on with it, I'm going to go for this create section, right? So it's going to open up a really nice platform for me to start coding. Okay. So what's happening here is, right? You can see I have a very maybe a complex interface, but at the same time, it's also very intuitive because you can see everything is labeled, everything is written in plain English. You don't see any sort of complex language here, right? Obviously, it would take some time. That is what we do at Pydium. We give you the guidance to use this platform, bring out your creativity, and create wonderful programs, right? So let's start with this idea. So when you come to Scratch, you get these characters, right? You can see I'm just moving this guy around using my mouse. You can also try it when you are going through the link, right? So we call them as sprites, right? That's the name that we give. Those are characters that you can use in your project, okay? Now, one might get a question thinking that shouldn't coding be just typing, and how come there is like pictures, animations, and so on, right? The reason why we recommend Scratch to everyone who is starting to code is because this brings out the visualization idea. Whatever you build, you can visually see it. So this is the best way to understand how coding works. Okay. So let's try to do something like that. I'm just going to delete my character. I'm going to get some other character. Okay. Guys, this recording, the video is being recorded. So if you feel that I'm a bit fast, you can always rewatch it at a slower pace, right? At the same, because I'm just going on with the demo, you can always relay back to us with some questions, or if you want any personalized lessons as well, right? But for now, let's go on with it. So I'm going to select a character here. I'm just going to go with some sort of an animal that looks as if they are flying. So obviously we have this cat flying too. I'm going to take him, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him appear as if flying. Now this is where the creativity comes, right? You can do this in several ways. You can make a character as if they are flying. Okay, we are not going to move the character, but we are going to move the background around the character to show that as if it is flying, right? I'm going to add another character here, character in the sense of sprite, which is a building actually, just to show you that uh, this is going to fly. All right, I'm going to ask a question here now, guys. I want you all to open up, right? Tell me, what can I do in order to show that this character is flying? In terms of the building I have, what should happen to the building to show that this cat is flying? Anyone?
The building should move backwards.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Isa. There you go. See, that's the creativity, right? That's the thinking that you need to come up with, right? So now this idea, the building should be moving backwards. So backwards meaning it should be moving like this, right? So let's try to do that. Now, whenever you want to move something, you just click on the object, right? And you have this plenty of options that are available. I'm just going to highlight that section, right? You can see various types of blocks you can use. That is what the reason why we call block coding for this. Okay, so we have motion, we have looks, sound, events, controlling. Now I understand this can be new, a lot of new terms, but I want you all to explore, guys, right? Just you can play with it and see what it does. Don't be worried of trying new things. That is how you will learn, right? So, and the thing is, we are not going to use everything in this session. I'm just going to use a few of them, right? Now, our goal is to move this building. So I'm going to go to motion, right? And I'm going to use this block, drag it and drop it in my workspace, right? So this entire region is my workspace. You just drag and drop code. That easy to start coding, right? So dragging and drop. You're not typing anything at all here now, right? And to see what happens, if you just click it, you will notice that the building is moving. Now, obviously, you can move it here, but it's moving in a different direction. Now, we want it to move in the opposite direction. So what I can do is, instead of making it positive 10, just changing into negative 10.
Negative
It will,
10.
yes, thank you so much, Isa. Right? So just making into negative 10 will make the building move in the opposite direction. Now, obviously, when you keep clicking this, you can see the building is appearing to be moved, right? But obviously we shouldn't be clicking this on and on, right? Let's automate this, right? That's what coding is powerful. We can automate something, okay? So I'm going to control this particular motion by using a control block. I am going to repeat this a couple number of times, right? Now, please understand, guys, the words I'm using, repeat this block, the same block can be found. Now, this is a repeat block and it does this exact same thing. It repeats something that you want to do. Now, if I run this, did you notice that? If I just click it once, it's going to repeat moving the building 10 times. It looks much smoother now, right? Let's make it go on for some time, like on and on, right? So for that, I can use the forever block. So what is this going to do is forever, it's going to keep continually move the block. Let's tap on this. How does that look? Right? Slightly you can get a feeling that the cat is flying, right? But obviously you can see every time I have to bring back the building again and again here. Okay, I have to move it back and then click it and it will go and go towards the edge and stop. But it would be better if the building would appear as if it is coming back again and going on, right? So what we can do is we can reset the position of the building as it hits the edge. Okay, so that's also a motion. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as this repeat ends, I'm going to go to use this position called go to, right? And you can either click go to, or even better, I will use one of the X positions. I'm going to use set X, and I'm going to take the position. The position is somewhere over here. That is, I'm going to make it to 200, right? And I'm going to make this repeat a bit more. Let's run it and see. So you see a slightly different animation now. Okay, but still it's not as if appearing flying. We want it to move towards the end. That you can do by increasing the number of steps. Let's make this into 50. Is that too fast? Yeah, it is, right? You can increase, decrease the speed and increase the repeating steps, maybe like this. We'll decrease this and we'll increase this. Okay, how does that look now?
Better.
Very nice.
Much better, right? Okay, you all can see we just made like an animation. You can imagine the cat is flying, but
Yeah.
behind it, right? Behind it, guys, can you see the actual logic is we are moving the building, not the cat. But people who are seeing it will think like, okay, the cat is actually flying, right? So this is the creativity, right? We are showing something out of our creativity on what can be done, right? Now let's make it more natural. Now, obviously this is the same size of the building, right? What can you all give me a suggestion, like what can we do in order to make it more look natural, more natural sense? Anyone?
Make it so that once the building is off the screen, it goes back to the start.
Okay. Any other ideas? Thank you for that.
Add a background and make the background move.
Sorry, can you come again?
Add a background and make it move.
Background. Okay, very good idea. Something more? Let's talk about the building. What
And
can you
more
do to the
buildings.
building?
And more
More
buildings.
buildings. What type of building? Should it be the same size?
No, different size.
Exactly, there you go. If we can make the building go at different sizes, it will appear more natural, right?
Yes.
You get my point. So let's try to do that. So I'm going to use a small trick here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly change the size of the building so that every time it goes, it appears in a random way, and you can see it's a different type of building. You will assume it's a different type of building, but it is the same building actually. But we, using the power of coding, we are going to make it appear as if there are many buildings. Okay, let's get on with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to control this. I'm going to make it, what I'm actually going to do is, guys, I'm just going to move it down like this, right? Randomly at different positions so that it will appear as if it's a different building.
Smaller or bigger. Like
Yeah.
small. And then you put it
Exactly.
higher, it'll be
It
bigger.
will look good if you change the colors also.
Yes, fantastic. There you go. See, that's creative. We can change the colors as well. We're actually going to do that as well towards the end. All right. Thank you so much for that idea. All right. Let's start with changing the size, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, right, change randomly. Okay. I'm going to change maybe the Y. Okay. Change the Y by, let's say, I just want to give a random number. So I'm going to use an operator which is going to pick a random number, right? Let's take it between 2, and if I move it very down, it's around minus. Yeah, we'll make it between 0 and negative. This much of a height is maximum. We'll make it negative 100. So every time you will see it's going to come up with a different set. Okay, let's try this. That's too low, no? We'll make it bigger. It should be here. Let's set an initial position, guys, so that it's always starts from the same one. Okay, so when it begins, let's set the Y to be 0. Okay, there you go. Right, what do you all notice? It's going too low.
It's getting smaller. Yes.
Yeah,
It's getting small.
let's
Change
make
that
it
to
to
negative.
little.
Change the negative
Yes.
100.
How about now? Is it
Better.
going more better? But it's going lower and lower, right? This is how we try, right?
Yeah.
You can see we are changing, but at the same time, it's gonna go to a different position, right? So let's gonna put this block. I'm just gonna remove this block, and then I'm gonna set it to a different position. Okay. Can you all tell me a number? Maybe like let's bring it up to 20 and -50, maybe.
15.
80.
Yeah. 80. So I see a lot of numbers coming through. Let's randomly use it. So you can see now, right? Slightly you can get different sizes, right? It's going down, some are coming up, right? So you can play with this. Okay. I'm gonna give a huge value here, maybe like 50 and -10. Obviously you can use any values as much as you want. Okay. That's totally up to you how you want to show it, right? So this is the building is coming up here. So we can put a background and show the different sizes and all. Okay. Got my point?
Yes.
Right. Now,
Yes.
someone said we need to change colors, right?
I
Like
said
change the, yes, you said. Let's see how we can do that, right? So simply what we are going to do is we can use different control events, different sound, different looks, right? So we are going to change the look, right? And we are going to change the color, right? Obviously, you can see there are different ways you can have. Okay, you can change the size, you can change the color, you can set the size, like so many things are there, right? Let's change the color, right? Let's use change color, maybe like this, but obviously this is gonna slightly be different. Okay, let's try this out. I'm just gonna remove this for now. Removing blocks is easy, guys. You just take it out and you can press delete and it will disappear. Okay, so I'm gonna run this. So you can see slight differences of colors, right? Isn't that interesting?
yes.
Right now, okay, obviously we are not moving our character, right? The character is staying in one. Let's try to move our character, right? This can be the we're just coming towards the end. Just I want to wrap up with you to show how you can move your character. Now when you want to code your character, guys, you just need to click on the character that you want to code. All this time I was just working on the building. Okay, now I'm going to work on the cat to move him. So I'm going to click on him and you will see that a slight shadow of the character saying that, okay, you're editing the character now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some control that when I click something, right? Okay, so for example, I'm going to use a if else block. If I click something, then what should happen, right? So for example, let's say I'm just going to use one of the operators here, controlling. Let's go for something click. Okay, here you can see when something is clicked, when space is clicked, or when a key is pressed, something like that. Okay, so let's use that. I'm gonna take another one. Let's keep it over here. Okay, here you have. So if key space, now I'm not going to use space, I'm going to use the, what should I use? If I want to up arrow, there you go. If I press the up arrow, what should happen, guys?
The cat should go up.
Exactly.
Maybe
So that
it will
is
go up.
on the, yes, there you go. Perfect. So I go to motion, right? And I click move, right? Or you can change X or Y. I'm going to use Y because it has to go up. So change Y by 10. All right.
And also
So
you
just
have the gravity to make the cat go down also.
exactly. That's a really good idea. Someone said with gravity. That's a good thought where you can make sure the cat is constantly falling down. Let's try that out as well. I'm just going to make sure that this runs forever. So I'm just going to put a block around it. I'm not going to put any else here. I would prefer if we had another else. Yeah, let's keep it like this for now. I'm just going to run it. And you can see when I'm actually clicking my keyboard, right? And you can see it's moving up. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So the building is not moving because I haven't used the start button. So if I want to start something, I have to use this on top. That is when I click the flag, what should happen. So now if I do that, you will obviously see the buildings are going. And at the same time, the cat can be moved, right? Okay, someone said we can use gravity and all, right?
Me.
But I'm gonna, yes. Okay. Guys, would you all mind if you all can join back in a minute for the same link? Because I
Okay.
think
Okay.
it's just about to expire. If you can join back, it would be much better.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, tutor.
Okay.
So guys, you can
Okay.
join back the same lesson and we can continue with the webinar.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I think we'll resume. I hope everyone can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Right. So where we left off is if I just click on running this, you can see we are simulating that our cat is flying. Also, different types of buildings are coming. I just remove the sizes just to keep it in a sense, but obviously it looks very dynamic. Now, I have also put up how when the arrow key is pressed, you can see our cat can fly, right? So now we'll make a down key. So if it is pressed, it's going to come down. Okay. So I'm going to stop this, right? Now I'm going to add another block, right? You can use this in different ways. I'm just going to remove these two, remove the first block, use a single one, and actually use two of them. One is if I press the up arrow, right? I'm going to change the Y by 10 positive units, which is going up. At the same time, if I press the down arrow, what should happen?
The cat will go down.
Perfect. There you go. It has to go down, right? So your change Y should become what? Should it be plus 10 or
-10.
negative 10, right?
Yeah.
Someone said they can't hear. Huda, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Right. So we are going to make it negative 10, right? So let's try this now. You can't see me touching my keyboard, but I'm controlling it. Can you see I'm making it as if it's flying?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that's really cool, right? Okay,
Yes.
just to make it like a real game, I'm gonna add one more tiny thing, right? Okay, that's I'm gonna
You
put
should
a
add the sky.
sorry.
You should add the sky.
Can you come again? I couldn't hear you clearly.
You should add the sky.
He's saying at the
Add
sky.
Like
a
the clouds.
sky.
Clouds.
Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. All right. We'll add it as well. I'm gonna just quickly put a score, right? Just to show a score. And if the guy gets hit by a building, its score is gonna go down. Okay, something like that. To do that, I'm gonna use sensing, right? So if this is touching, right, any of those buildings, okay, let's use that. If it is going to touch anything, you can see I can select the building here. So if the cat is touching a building, I'm going to reduce the score. But for that, we should have a score that is my variable. So I'm going to make a variable. Let's make it as score. You guys might have come across this particular game in Chrome, the dinosaur jump, right? Where the score keeps on going, and if you knock on a building, it's game over. But I'm not going to do a game over now because I just want to keep the game going. Only thing is I'm going to reduce the score, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continuously, right, keep increasing the variable, right? At the same time, if it hits a building, right, I'm going to change my variable by -1. Okay. So while it is going on forever, I'm going to change my variable by, let me just give it over here. Okay. I'm going to keep increasing my score by 5. And if it hit a building, I'm going to reduce it by 1. Okay. So this is a lot. Let me just bring it down very slowly. Let's make it
The score is
inside.
too high.
Yeah, exactly. Let's bring it down over here. Let's put it down from, we'll bring it from, start from 100. Okay. Right. Let's reset it. Let's start with 100, right? Just gonna remove this. Okay. All right, all good. So you can change how your score looks. That's totally up to you. I'm gonna begin with 100, right? Hope that is fine. And this should actually go under forever rule. I actually missed that one. Okay, and then there you go, done, right? So let's try this out. Okay, can you see our score has been set to 100. Now, if I knock on a building, did you notice what happens? Can you all see that, guys?
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Could I make an
Yeah.
interruption?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'd like to ask Ahuda to mute herself. She has muted. You can continue.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, thank you so much. Right. So you all can see your score starts as a game as 100, and if I knock on a building, my score will reduce, right? So this is something similar. This could be one type of game. Obviously, you can make it more different as well, right? Now, just to wrap things up, there was a request to make add some cloud. So I'm just gonna do that to show you. You just need to select a new character, and you can obviously search for cloud. I think, yeah, there is a cloud. I will select this. Okay, so you can see there's a cloud here. I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. And guys, you can even import your, like, bring in your own pictures as well to this, right? And add them. So I'm going to put some clouds here. I'm just going to go on to move them. Okay, so you can obviously see what we had done here. We are going to use a similar one. Okay. This is for the cloud, right? So I'm just going to make the cloud move as well, just like the building.
Let's do the
So I'm
same
gonna-
code as the building, but instead of building, change the building to cloud.
Yeah, you can even do that, Isa, right? You can bring up with your own version, right? And do like anything that you think that is your game, right? And you can come up with different ideas. Okay, so now for the building we have done, basically it's gonna keep on going, changing colors just to show that it's different types of building. So here also we are gonna do something different. Okay, so let's do something like this, right? So let's see how it works. Right, so here also it's moving now, so we have to set it back to the initial, right? So we'll go to set it. We'll set the X to the starting point. So let's put it over here so it looks okay. We'll increase this repeat steps just so that it goes towards the end. So luckily you can see, you can simulate this, but you can make it smaller and on, right? You can add more clouds, you can do different things, right? That's the creativity you can use, right? You can even create another cloud, change its color, or make it like raining. Like there's plenty of options, guys, you can do here, right? I'm just showing you a glimpse, just a glimpse of what you can do. Since we have limited time, right? I'm not able to go through all these wonderful things that you can do, right? And I am trying to make it very simpler because a lot of you might be beginners, but I would like you all to explore what has been done through this, right? If you have time, I'm just going to put the link back again, right? Please do try to visit it, right? Even at Pydium, we use this. I'm repeating again, we are using this in order to, like, for beginners and all, right? you can just see what has been done. Like when you explore, you will come across many projects that have been done by other students, right? You can see animation, you can come across games, you can play them also, right? Some of them are really, really creative, right? These are done by kids, right? That is the level of knowledge that currently in the world that is going. And all these are original work, okay? That means it's totally the creativity of the kids and also adults. We can create so many different things out of just your imagination. That's the power of coding. You don't need to purchase any hardware, you don't need to have anything in physical, right? It's you using, and this platform is totally free for us, right? We are collaborated with it, we are partnering with it for us to be used in our teaching courses as well. So you can use this as your entry point, right? But not only this, for any of y'all, or even if for the people who are interested in coding through languages, we do that as well, right? And for modern people, like the modern technology is to use cloud-based platform or do coding in the browser itself, right? I'm just going to give you a small hint. I'm going to take extra 1 or 2 minutes, right? Just to show you the actual programming languages which you can do in the browser itself. One of the most common platform is something called it.com, right? So this is one of the platforms we can use for you to practice coding in your browser. That means you even with your iPad or even with any tablet you have, even with your mobile phone, you can just code anywhere you want. You don't have any sort of sophisticated softwares or any payments to do, right? For this, I'm just going to show you a very simple example. I'm just going to create a blank workspace, right? It takes only a matter of seconds and everything is set for you. This is actual coding, guys.
Excuse me?
Yes, please go ahead.
What's the website name?
You're asking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share it with you. At the same time, we will email you all the details that I shared in the chat as well, right? So all the resources that I used will be shared with you too, okay? So here I'm just going to show a very simple program. I'm just going to print something. That's the basic I'm going to show. One of the most famous thing that any programmer does is they are printing this very catchy phrase called hello world. I'm going to show you that. And by the way, I'm using a programming language called Python here.
Python.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. See, it's very nice to see some of you all know. How many of you all know
I know.
Python?
Me,
Me.
Wow, great. There are some
but I
budding
don't use
software
Python.
engineers. Oh, okay. But Python is one
I
of the
use
most prominent languages.
I use an app called Khan Academy. I do like stuff, make stuff move for the mouse, drawing.
Yes, that's block coding as well.
No,
Python
I
is
don't
actually
do block coding. I
okay.
like do like real programming.
Okay. You're dragging and dropping the code, is it?
No, like real programming, like typing.
Okay, what are the
JavaScript.
JavaScript? Oh, yes, that is a web platform as well, right? Even in this, we can try out JavaScript, right? So just for the sake, if I run this, you can see the output here, and this is one of the easiest platforms that we can use if you are interested in learning high-level languages like this, right? Okay. Anyone has a question regarding this or the previous one?
No.
Coding.
Right.
No.
Excuse me?
Okay, so yes, please go ahead.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I have a question. I'm 7 years old and
Yeah.
I don't know anything about coding.
That's
So how to
totally
start?
fine. There is always a place to start. So block coding is one of them. So as I said, we can guide you to where you can start, right? Obviously, everyone has some sort of maybe it's a fear or maybe it's a challenge thinking where to start. But actually, we at Pydium can give you that guidance, right? We can guide you through because everyone starts at different levels. So we can guide you where you
Yes.
want to start. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll
Thank
get back
you.
to you. Sure. Thank you so much for that question. Any others?
Thank you.
You can use Python to do your math homework.
Yes, we can. Exactly. So there are endless opportunity, guys. I'm really happy that some of you all are very keen and some of you have already had some experience. So just to wrap this up, uh, there are plenty of ways you can use coding. There are plenty of tools and platforms that you can use. We at Pydium, our tutors have the skills to do that. You can select any language you want, or if you aren't aware, we can guide you through that, what's best for you, what's best for the future that you want. There are certain sections, maybe like later on, if you are planning on doing IGCSEs, computer sciences or edexcel, Cambridge, even those subjects have some level of coding, right? And it's generally important. So if you're all interested, you can relay back to us, right? Our email is always open. I think my partner and one of our team members will share you the details with them. I'll let him take over and continue the rest. Right. Thank you so much for guys for listening.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining in today, and thank you very much to the Sad for conducting this webinar for us. So I can see Isa, Shafiq, and Huda, they all interacted, and including Zaki. I hope you all enjoyed the webinar very much. And for the rest of the participants, we will continue to have webinars every week. So we want you to speak up and, get involved in building up these games and learning block coding as well. So what we want to do is we want to share the recordings and all the toolkits that are required for you to explore these concepts on your own. So what we need is on the chat, I have shared a form where you'll have to, with the help of your parents, you can fill that form in and send it to us. So we will share the recordings with you and also the website links and all the toolkits that come associated with it. Now, the webinar that you all attended today is for coding, but at Pydium, we are not limited to coding alone. We have classes
Excuse
for
me?
maths. Yes,
Your voice is not clear.
my bad. Just give me one moment. How
To
about
me, it's
now?
clear.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You must have been. Yeah, cool. Fine. So at Pydium, in addition to coding, we also offer maths, physics, chemistry. Name the subject, we will have those classes. This is for the parents who are also joining in with us viewing this webinar. You can fill in the same form and we can get back to you with, or you can even WhatsApp us, where I will share our number once you send us your email. Where you can connect with us on our website as well, so that you can get in touch with Pydium and give your kids the academic assistance that they need. So that is all from Pydium for today. Keep
Excuse
in
me.
touch with us. Yes. Yes, Isa.
My older, we already have your number, because my older brother uses Pydium.
Yeah,
He does CS
that's the
chemistry,
number.
math,
Let me just share the number on the chat over here. And at the same time, if you all can fill up that form, let me post that form primarily, first of all. That would be an easier way for us to connect with you. So we do cater for both edexcel and Cambridge syllabus, regardless of the curricula that you're following. We do cater for both syllabus. So that is it. Please do fill the form, and then we can carry forward with that. Next week we will have another webinar, so we hope you will be joining with us. Maybe we can develop another game, a game that you might like, so that we can create games together, right? That's the plan, hopefully. So the WhatsApp number is, I will put it with the country code. All right. I have given the WhatsApp number. You can connect with us and our admins would direct you towards the classes that we offer and have. And hoping to see you guys again next week. Thank you very much for joining in today.